their kill. Heading to Batteries to Bluffs Trail. Happy holidays.
Okay, I don't know why today we got picked up in a weird alley. Let's turn down the music here. Yeah, I'm a little out of breath because I ran up the hill a little bit to get to this shady alley. But first I ran the other way because I wanted to mail something in the mailbox. And there is no mailbox in this direction, so I went the other way. Anyway, it is dark o'clock again, and as you heard the robot lady say, we are going to get dropped off at the Batteries to Bluffs trail. So if you want to go to where we're going, that's what you want to put into your GPS, the Batteries to Bluffs trail. And it's usually going to drop you off at the southern end of the trail, which is a really pretty place to start your walk. It's a really long walk, so I don't often have time to do it on work days, but today is a super quiet work day. Today is Christmas Eve, so a lot of people are traveling and stuff. And I think I only have one person on the schedule today, and that's not until later in the afternoon. So, and tomorrow and Christmas are supposed to be super rainy, so probably not gonna be taking a walk, or if I do, I won't be filming it on my phone. So, taking advantage today. It's gonna be cloudy again. Sorry, but it should still be pretty. This beach we're gonna see Marshall's Beach, but we probably won't have time to actually be on the beach. I mean, it's not that we won't have time, but you'll see in the winter time the beach is a lot of times the beach is inaccessible in the winter because the water level comes too high. So we might be able to walk on it. It's gonna be low tide when we get there, but not the lowest low tide. So every day there's a high tide and a low tide. Actually, every day there's two. There's two high tides and two low tides. So one of the high tides is higher than the other, and one of the low tides is lower than the other. So the lowest low tide in the winter is usually in the evening. So so like evening low tide today, which it'll already be dark, will be like minus 0.6. So that would be fun to walk, but it'll be totally dark, so not gonna happen. And then so the medium low tide in the morning is gonna be like 3.3 feet. So 3 feet is not that low. So at this beach, I don't know if there will even be like a sandy spot to walk on. If there is, we'll walk on it, but if it's just rocks, then probably not. And if if it's just gonna be cloudy and we're not gonna see a sunrise anyway, why am I still leaving at dark o'clock so I can get there by around sunrise time? I don't know. I think it's partly just habit, but it's also to have peace and quiet. I mean, this beach is never super crowded anyway, and this trail is never super crowded because it's long and there's a lot of stairs. So there's no like big parking lot. It's not super easy to get to, so it's never crowded. But you know, as you know, for me, a super introvert, part of the magic is having the place to yourself. I mean, that's part of what's so relaxing and magical, to be in this amazing city, which, you know, you pay so much to live here. It's freaking expensive. So you want to take advantage of what the city has to offer. And for me, that's going to be beautiful things that can be enjoyed mostly alone. It's not that I never have fun with other people around. I do enjoy hanging out with my friends, but even my friends who I enjoy very, very much, there's still like an energetic cost to hanging out. It always costs energy. Whereas spending time alone helps me to recharge my energy. So these beach walks alone are always very recharging. Whereas if I'm walking with someone, then it's partially recharging, partially draining. It can still be super fun. I mean, I just hung out with a friend a couple of days ago, you know, for like, I don't know, for like 4 hours or something. That's a long time. So, and you know, we schedule those hangouts, so I know what to expect energetically, but it still costs energy, you know. And I know extroverts are the opposite. They lose energy when they're alone, and they gain energy when they're hanging out with other people. Which seems weird to me, but I know that I seem weird to them, so I guess we're even. It takes all kinds to make the world go around, right? Yeah, so we're on Lombard Street right now, just like the wide, boring part. People who are not from here only think of Lombard Street as that little 1 block, really curvy section. Never really in that neighborhood, so it's super rare that I ever see that curvy part of the street. I only ever see this wide boulevardy section of the street. This is like, there's a lot of old motels on this part of Lombard. I can't remember if you lose Whamageddon if you hear a version of Last Christmas. I don't know if I turned it down too much or if you can still hear it, but the Waymo is playing like a Muzak version of Last Christmas. But this year, I already lost Whamageddon. This year, I lost Whamageddon on like December 4th. I lost it really early, and I lost it in the most stupid way ever. There's this like black metal guy I follow on Instagram, and I had the volume up, and he played it on his channel, and I was like, what? That's just mean. It's mean, although I've thought about playing it on my channel because it's also funny. And for those of you who don't know what Whamageddon is, it's that game where you try to see how far through December you can get without hearing that Wham song, Last Christmas. So we were in the neighborhood called the Marina just a second ago, and now we're turning left, and we will be soon entering the Presidio, which is sort of a neighborhood, but it's owned by the federal government, so it's not actually city land, it's federal land. People do live there though. Once we cross this stop sign, we'll be in the Presidio. People live in the old army, the old military housing. So the nice houses used to be like officer housing, and then the ugly-ish apartments were just regular soldier housing. And then, you know, the big buildings like this were like administrative buildings. It must be sort of cool to live in the historical houses because they're historical and old and cute, and also like the government mows your lawn and stuff, so you don't have to do any of that. But on the other hand, it might suck a little bit because it's also a little isolated, and if you don't have a car, it probably takes forever to get anywhere in the city. They do have buses that come out here, just not a ton of them. Also, there's a lot of ghosts out here. People I've talked to who have lived out here, most of them have some kind of spooky stories. I guess that makes sense. Most of the buildings and stuff here are really old, but a lot of the there's a lot of new landscaping and trails and stuff, and like a new park right around here. So even though it's an old area, there's a lot of new stuff also happening. Supposedly there's a weird cryptid in these woods somewhere, but I have never seen such a thing. I would like to see one.
Don't forget your phone, keys, or wallet. There are more drop-off options in the app.
I would like to see one, but I don't know that I would like for it to see me. Here too. Darn. Now I have to be weird. Alright, well, onward.
You're here. Please make sure it's clear before exiting.
Alright, well I started my walk first, and maybe whoever's here will either not walk or will be far enough behind me that I won't feel weird about talking. Or you might just enjoy a pretty quiet walk today. It is actually raining a tiny bit right now, so we'll just play it by ear. See how far we can get. I mean, I'm going for the full walk regardless. It's just about, are you going on the full walk? Over there, that is Baker Beach. And I don't remember the name of this battery. I feel like it might be called Battery Crosby or Battery Cosby. I don't remember. All right. It's not too foggy today, but we have some little fog puffs. I guess they're just clouds, but I don't know. Fog is just a cloud, right? Yeah, there's some sand. We might be able to walk on the beach. We'll see. have to walk carefully because, yeah, I'm wearing Crocs. These stairs look pretty sketchy, but believe it or not, they just fixed them this year. Last year they were really sketchy. Oh shit. Okay. Yep, I don't see anybody behind me, so I don't know. Maybe those people decided not to walk, or I don't know, maybe they were night fishing and their walk is done. It's a little bit darker than the camera lets on, and I don't see very well in low light. I don't see well in low light and low contrast, so a really cloudy day like today is a very low contrast. So it's hard for me to tell when it's like a muddy patch or safe dirt. So that's the other reason I'm walking pretty slow. I mean, and that's another reason I do these walks, because I can, because there will come a day when I just won't feel like it if I live long enough. And, you know, some people are like, oh, well, Jack LaLanne, you know, was swimming to Alcatraz when he was 80 and blah, blah, blah. Well, good for Jack fucking LaLanne. I'm not him. Maybe I'll be in good shape, but maybe not. Based on my DNA, you know, I may or may not be alive, but I don't know, my old people, ancestors were typically not, we're not really up for this kind of a walk, solo walk. in their old age. And it just kind of hits you at some point, I guess, where one day you're just like, nope, yeah, I'm not doing that walk. So we are going to get to walk on the beach today. That's pretty exciting. I think I mentioned it on another video, how there's a lot of sand this year for the winter. I mean, this is crazy. I know you don't think this is crazy because you don't know what it normally looks like in the winter, but this is the sandiest I have ever seen this beach ever in the winter. And I'll have to show you a picture of what it normally looks like in the winter. But check out all that sand. There's barely a little rock line in the back there. This is wild, man. A lot of times when I come to this beach, I just like to stand right here at this spot and just watch the waves. Alright, let's walk down to the beach because we can. This is crazy. Wow. One beach where there's never ever any surfers because there's never really any good surfable waves here. But it's also not it's not a safe swimming beach, so there's no swimmers either. And I can't remember if I've ever seen fishermen here. I feel like fishermen are always everywhere, but I think the fishing is not great for this, also because of the currents and stuff. showing up on the camera, but way over there you can see Point Bonita Lighthouse. We mentioned it in another video. And right in front of the lighthouse, that little group of blackbirds that flew by, those are cormorants. Raining a little bit harder. Not hard enough to turn off the camera, but I'm glad we got this far without rain because we got this really nice view of the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah, so you can see the water is coming up to these rocks here. So we can't pass, but I'll show you a peek through the rocks. Yeah, so on my summer walks, that's where I go. Summer low tide. So like I said, for winter, we had a good walk on this beach. Normally, you can't get here because of the sand is gone. But that's the thing. With the ocean and the beaches, you just don't know what you're gonna get until you get out there. So that's why it's always worth it to get out. You're always rewarded with something nice, even if it's a pain or if you fall down in the mud. Never a regrettable day to start by the beach. I do see somebody walking, so one fellow morning person. Now we're just gonna be awkward about filming and walking and talking, and then of course I'll just stop talking and just be regular awkward. Okay, I didn't want to linger, but you know how a second ago, I'm like, okay, here comes the person. Now I'm going to be awkward. Well, that dude was like all the way naked, except for his fucking backpack and hat and like face covering or whatever. So actually he's the awkward person. Although he was very confident. I mean, you have to be confident to be all the way naked here at 7 in the morning on a Tuesday. But I do love it, and that's San Francisco, and I do love it, and that's the way it is. So good for him. And I did wave and kind of like I did a little hello, good morning wave, and then he waved back. So there. I mean, honestly, it must feel really good to walk around naked in the nice morning fresh air by the ocean, right? Honestly, that would feel good, so. Can you hear the cute sound of those birds? So the birds, if you can hear it, the birds that you can hear are not the tiny little snowy plovers or sanderlings. I don't know which they are, but oh, there's pelicans. But the cute sounding chirpy birds are oyster catchers. There's the naked guy coming back, so I'm going to turn around and go and give him his privacy. Okay. How gorgeous is this sky? I absolutely love it. Goodbye, naked old dude. Some people ask, why is it always an old dude? And I think they think because old dudes are such pervs or whatever. But I think it's maybe because when you get old, you're like, okay, I've always wanted to do this thing and I'm running out of time, so fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Okay, nose blowing brake, sorry. Yeah, so I think maybe they just go for it. And also, as you get older and your brain starts breaking down, you lose inhibitions, which is why old people sometimes act like teenagers, because you lose some of that frontal lobe control, inhibitory stuff. So that's what I think. Remember all those stairs we came down? Well, we're not taking them. However, we do still need to get to the same elevation, so that means that we're still taking probably an equal number of stairs. Probably more stairs because we're ending up at a little bit higher elevation than we started at. But at least it's different scenery. So you get to see the whole trail. And also listen to my labored breathing. This trail smells really, really nice. I wish I knew which plant exactly it was that smells so good. But that is the one thing I wish I could share in video, which so far technology's not there. But maybe someday. Yeah, that bird sound is oyster catchers. They're the super cute black birds with bright orange beaks. of. We were right there. And around that corner is where we walked before, Mile Rock Beach. So there's the lighthouse. Okay, my glasses are pretty, have a lot of rain drippy drops on them, but if the camera is okay, then the camera's okay. My goal is to get you to the end of the trail, but if we don't make it, then we don't make it. There's always another day until there isn't, but statistically, there's likely to be another day. Okay, here comes the sweaty stairs time. I take off my hat for this part so the heat can escape from my shiny heat ray of a head. And way over there, that's the stairs we came over the first time. There's usually joggers here when it's nice in the morning, but it's a bit muddy to be jogging, so I think that's why we haven't run into any joggers. That's it, we made it. There's no more stairs today. I mean, we're in San Francisco, there's always going to be stairs, but you know what I mean. Can you see that? We got a little tiny pop of color. A little bit of blue and barely a drop of pink. Am I gonna take the bus home? Yep. So the nearest bus is on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge. So looks like if the battery in the rain holds off, then you're gonna get to see that part of the walk too. Actually, one bus I could take, the bus stop is on this side of the bridge, and one bus is on the other side. So I usually check my phone at this point and see which one makes more sense. Okay, encountered just one lone person, but that person was fully clothed. So according to Google, it makes absolutely no difference which bus we take. The one on this side of the bridge is the nicer bus. It's the one coming across from Marin County, the other side of the bridge there. That bus is usually very civilized and has nice, clean, soft seats. And it also costs more. That'll be like a, I don't know, $6 or $7 bus ride. Whereas Muni is the one we usually do, and that's about $3. I might take the nice bus. I haven't taken that bus in a while. Yeah, this is always the part of the walk where I realize I should have turned off somewhere earlier, and now we're taking the scenic route through the little ruins here. You know what I just realized just this second was, remember when we were walking to the beach and I was like, oh, I do this because I can, because at some point when I'm old, I'm not gonna want to, or I'm not gonna be able to. And then the only person we ran into on the beach was an old person. An old person literally balls out, living his best life. So, I think maybe that was the universe saying, as usual, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Fair. Angel Island. And here's my bus stop. Yep. Right at the toll bridges of the Golden Gate Bridge. So, it's loud anyway, but I think here comes my bus and I gotta pay it. Okay, friends, bye.
Next stop, Van Ness Avenue and Eddy Street.